Hey there, guys. So I want to thank you for taking the time to check out today's live stream. Of course, we're going to be going over training for your next workout and not just today's. But of course, before I do get started with our topic, I do want to share with you guys a few things. So if you're not aware, I do, of course, these live streams every Wednesday at 12 p.m. Central Standard Time on Facebook. And then I also do live streams as well on some other platforms, such as on TikTok, as well as on YouTube. So tomorrow I'll be doing a live stream on YouTube as well. So I did want to mention that in advance. That'll be at 12 p.m. Central Standard Time. So definitely check that out if that's something that you're interested in. Again, all of these streams are unique, so just keep in mind that, I don't want to keep things repetitive and redundant. So I try to, change up the topic from here and there. So the topic will be unique, of course, to YouTube as well as on TikTok. I try to change up the topics there as well. So definitely check that out if that's something that you're interested in. If you do want the link to those, just feel free to send me a message. I usually try to share the day before here on Facebook. And then on my email list, I'll usually send a reminder of the upcoming live streams. So if you're not subscribed to the email list, you can get notified on when those do go live. So definitely, of course, check that out. You just go to my website, which is bponlinefitness.com. And at the bottom, there's a section where you can put in your email list. So definitely check that out. Another thing too is that again on my website, you can learn more about online fitness coaching. My website can be, you can click the link on my Facebook profile. At the top, there should be a link which is for bponlinefitness.com and it'll take you directly to my website. And on there, again, like I said, you can sign up to the email list as well as check out some other information that I have to offer. Um, Basically, learning about online fitness coaching as well as at the same time getting some free resources on there. I do have a blog post that I upload to each and every Friday, and I always try to add some free information. Again, the live streams, I usually try to archive those there on my website. And then, of course, I archive all of these Facebook streams to my YouTube channel as well. So I try to make sure that all of these are backed up that you can view at a later time, anytime you do miss them. But thank you guys once again for checking out today's stream. So let's go ahead and get started on this topic, which is training for our next workout, not just today's. So, in this topic, we're going to be touching over a few different points, but a lot of the points that we're going to be going over is how you need to approach your routine when it comes to, again, like I just mentioned, not just focusing on today, but focusing on how you can progress in your following workouts. So, while winning every workout can cost you tomorrow's progress, excuse me. So, when we approach our workouts, one of the things that we have to think about is that we have to think about having a sense of balance in our routine. And what I mean by that is having a balance with how we control our intensity in our workouts. So, for example, with our workouts, our main thing that we have to focus on is not just going all out every single workout session and not just continuously trying to one up ourselves in each session, but keeping a balanced intensity. So, there's a lot of different factors outside of that that I do want to mention as well. So, recovery is another factor that is going to really benefit you as well. So, recovery itself is what you do post workout. And post workout is a combination of a lot of different elements. So, we have our workout side of things where, of course, that's where, a portion of our results come from. We have our nutrition and then we have our recovery. And so, what recovery is basically, to summarize it, is what we do post workout. So that could be, our sleep, making sure that we're getting proper sleep, as well as making sure at the same time that we're staying hydrated, that we're learning to manage our stress, that we're incorporating, active recovery on our rest days. And of course, at the same time, incorporating rest days in a routine as well. So your muscles, again, don't grow specifically during the workout, they grow afterward. So if you're constantly pushing beyond what you can recover from, your body has less opportunity to repair and improve. So fatigue itself can mask fitness. So a great workout loses value if lingering fatigue reduces your strength, performance, or technique in your next few sessions. More effort isn't always more progress. So the best training sessions are going to leave you challenged, but not completely depleted. So again, learning to sort of balance out that intensity in your workouts is key. Consistent quality beats occasional heroic efforts. Save something for your next workout. So ending a session with one or two good reps left in the tank on most exercises often allows for a better sense of recovery and more productive training throughout the entirety of your week. So again, think in terms of how you can prepare for that upcoming workout that you have tomorrow or the day after. So the next point, of course, is leaving the gym with more progress to gain. So the best workout is a workout that you leave ready to improve again. So again, you don't want to empty your tank in every session. Challenging yourself, of course, in your workouts is essential, but you want to leave a little in reserve that is going to help with better recovery and more consistent performance throughout the week. So again, think beyond today's workout. Every training session, of course, should prepare your body well into the next one and not just delay it with unnecessary fatigue. Recovery, again, is going to help to drive that adaptation where your body is going to adapt to the stimulus that you give it. Muscle growth, of course, occurs after your workout when you support your body with quality sleep, proper nutrition, hydration, adequate rest. So, again, I think this is the biggest factor that a lot of people really tend to neglect in their routine is that they think a lot about the workouts themselves and don't necessarily emphasize enough of the nutrition, how nutrition should basically complement your workout routine, while also your recovery, how you sleep, how you manage your stress levels, and things of that nature is also, again, all of these different factors are going to really influence your results. So if you feel like you're basically at a point to where you feel like you're kind of plateauing and you're sort of seeing somewhat of a progression, but it seems like your progress has kind of stalled, then the best thing you can do is to take a step back and sort of see where you're at. See, basically think about how you're doing in your routine. Are your workouts, do you feel like your workout side of things has it improved? Do you feel like you've been able to perform better continuously in those workouts? Has your nutrition side of things, has that been able to, lead to progress? Have you been aligning your nutrition with what your goal is, like whether that be muscle gain, fat loss, anything like that in particular? Are you, of course, getting the proper amount of macros, your calorie intake? And so another thing too is, of course, our recovery. Are you getting the proper amount of sleep? Are you managing your stress? Is your stress really high? How is your energy levels? Like, are you feeling kind of drained? So a lot of these different factors, when you start to answer these questions, you're going to be able to identify exactly what you need to sort of pay attention to more, if that makes sense. So don't just emphasize solely on your workouts themselves, but all of these other factors that are helping with the progression in your workouts. So again, build momentum and not burnout. So again, a series of productive workouts completed week after week is going to produce greater results than occasional all-out sessions, followed by missed training. So another thing too that you can think about is if you're going all in, it's going to lead to the likelihood of you missing other workouts because you already have that feeling of exhaustion. So, again, balance out your routine as much as possible. So, the next point, of course, is recovery starts the moment your workout ends. So, again, refuel with quality nutrition. This is consuming protein along with carbohydrates after training is going to help replenish energy stores and provide the building blocks your muscles need to recover and grow. Another thing too is rehydrate. Like I mentioned before, hydration is another factor that is going to influence that recovery process. So replacing the fluids and electrolytes lost during exercise is going to support that muscle function, circulation, and overall recovery. Another thing too, as I've mentioned, prioritize your sleep. Quality sleep is when your body performs much of its repair work, and it supports muscle protein synthesis, which is the sort of muscle repair process in the body, and it prepares you for your next training session. Keep moving on recovery days. So I touched on active recovery, and basically what active recovery is pretty much summarizing this right here. So light walking, mobility work, or gentle stretching can improve circulation, reduce stiffness, and help you feel ready to train again. So on those recovery days, doing light movement that is not basically a structured workout or not you want it to be a a small amount of stretching or walking or jogging. You don't want it to be a completely, exhausting workout session. It's just to keep your body active to again, you want to keep your intensity low because you do want to help the recovery process, but at the same time you do want to be able to stay lightly active on those rest days. Another thing too is that progress is measured across weeks and not just one single workout. So, like what I've mentioned before in some other streams, I usually have always mentioned sort of the point of paying attention to basically how you're feeling, as far as how your body is adapting to what you're giving it. So, look for trends and not just isolated days. So, one great workout won't transform your physique, just as one difficult workout won't ruin your progress. So small improvements are what you need to think about. And those small improvements are going to add up to better form, and extra repetition, slightly heavier weight, or improved recovery each week is going to create more meaningful results in the long term. And it's going to lead to, again, more sustainable progress. So recovery again is a part of the process and the progress of your routine. So your muscles grow between workouts. So again, just reiterating, quality sleep, nutrition, and rest are important as those hard training days. Avoid emotional decision making. So don't judge your program based on one session where you felt tired, unusually strong, or lacked motivation. Like I've mentioned before with my own personal routine, even though I do work out pretty consistently and I do have a passion for what I'm doing, there are still times where I have sessions that maybe I didn't feel like I was all there, or maybe I felt like just that it was just a wasted day. But even when you have those times to where you showed up, you worked out, but then it felt like it didn't feel like progress. Those are still counted as a form of progression. They just because you have those sessions here and there that don't feel like they were as optimal or like you were in the best mindset does not mean that those sessions are not contributing to your progression or your results. So don't just get, hung up on that sort of mindset with those sessions that are here and there. So train with tomorrow's performance in mind. So again, focus on quality over exhaustion. really focus on how you're performing each rep. Productive training stimulates muscle growth without creating unnecessary fatigue. So and that unnecessary fatigue is going to limit your future performance. So again, leave a little in the tank. Challenging sets performed with excellent technique often produce better long-term results than trying to push every set to complete failure. You don't need to go to complete failure each time. Again, managing your intensity is the most important thing. Again, recover with purpose. Always keep your sleep, hydration, nutrition, and stress management is going to determine how well your body adapts to today's training. Build momentum through consistency. So, one great workout, again, won't transform your physique, but 100 well recovered workouts will in the long term. So it's great to still have those great, really, really effective workouts that feel like progression, but what matters is how you are managing your intensity in your workouts and that you're focusing on progression while at the same time emphasizing the recovery side of things also. So again, performance is the real measure of recovery. Like what I've mentioned before, is paying attention to your body is a big key to seeing how your progression is going. So again, recovery isn't just about feeling rested. It's about being ready to perform. So your next workout tells the real story. So if you can lift with good technique, maintain your strength, and train with energy, your recovery is likely on track. So that's what you need to pay attention to. Pay attention to how you're feeling as you go into each of your workouts. Like I said, that's not only the factor of how you're performing the workout, like your technique, but your energy levels, if you're able to lift the weight, or if that weight is a struggle to lift, even though you've lifted before, you have to pay attention to all of these different aspects of your routine to know if you are really optimizing your recovery outside of your workouts. So, again, soreness does not define recovery. So, you can feel sore and still perform well, or feel fine but still be under recovered. So, performance is a more reliable indicator. Again, focus on how your body is feeling overall. Look for positive performance trends. Are you able to perform more repetitions? Are you able to lift slightly heavier weight than you could before? Do you have a better sense of movement? Is your movement quality improved? Or also, is there improved control on how you are lifting that weight? Again, are you going through a full range of motion? Are you able to slow down your reps more and still have that control? So all of these different factors are going to suggest that your body is adapting to what you're giving it. Recovery also is going to support progressive overload. So again, progressive overload is a topic that I've mentioned time and time again. But what that means is gradually increasing intensity in your routine so that it can aid in more muscle gain and hypertrophy. And like I said before, this can be a lot of different factors, whether that's increasing your reps, increasing the weight you're lifting, basically, spending more time under tension, meaning you are spending more time in each rep to help to stimulate more muscle growth. So all of those different factors are going to also play a role in helping you to progress. And when you have proper recovery alongside that, that is definitely going to be another benefit. So again, quality sleep, proper nutrition, hydration, and stress management are going to help you return stronger for your next session. Another thing you need to think about is that small improvements compound into big results. So aim to improve something in every workout. So try to add one rep, increase the weight slightly, improve your technique, or perform each set with better control. So celebrate progress also beyond the scale, whether that be better movement quality, increased confidence, or also a feeling of improved recovery where your energy is sustained. Those are all signs that you're moving in the right direction. Consistency, again, showing up as consistently as possible is going to beat any sort of dramatic effort. So, small improvements repeated week after week create greater long-term muscle growth than those occasional all-out workouts. Again, reiterating that again. And then, if you're getting started with a routine, the first thing you need to think about, as always, or if you're trying to really get back into a routine, focus on mastering the basics first. As you're going into new workouts, focus on perfecting your setup, how you start out the workout, focus on your tempo, how you control the weight throughout the rep, and then, of course, the range of motion, making sure that you're going through a full range of motion, that you are going through each press with control, each curl with control, all these different aspects are going to help with you leading to hypertrophy in the long term. So this is going to build a stronger foundation for that future strength and hypertrophy that you're working towards. And again, hypertrophy is muscle gain. So trust the compounding effect. So a 1% improvement each workout is going to seem small in the grand scheme of things, but over months of consistent training, those gains from those workouts are going to add up to significant results. So much like with anything, the more that you continue to show up and the more that you continue to put in at least enough amount of effort. Again, it doesn't have to be a huge leap that you have to take in each workout. It's just the fact that you're focusing on gradually improving in each session. So you don't have to go all out every session. It's about, again, managing that intensity, really balancing everything out in your routine. Another thing, too, is protect tomorrow's strength. So train with purpose. Again, not punishment. Challenge your muscles enough to stimulate growth without creating unnecessary fatigue that is going to limit your next session. Keep your technique strong. So the quality reps, place more tension on that target muscle while reducing wasted energy and lowering injury risk. Manage fatigue wisely so you don't need to take every set to failure. Again, leaving a small rep in reserve, or yes, small rep in reserve on compound lifts often lead to better long-term progression. So recover like it's part of your program. Again, like I've mentioned, you want to prioritize your sleep, hydration, and nutrition. Fuel tomorrow before it arrives. So focus on adequate proteins, carbohydrates to help repair muscle tissue and replenish that energy needed for your next workout. So that is just to sort of summarize all of the different points that we went through. So with all that being said, guys, that is all I have to discuss for you today. I hope that this was helpful and valuable. If you do have any questions on this stream or any other streams that I've done in the past, feel free to let me know. Again, I do have all of my information here on screen if I can move out of the way. So I know I take up the whole screen, but I usually try to read everything in the points so you don't miss anything. But I know it's not that optimal to have me blocking the screen. But again, you can check out my website, which is bponlinefitness.com. My email is brandonparton95@gmail.com. And then I have my phone number, which is 931-434-6880. If you do want to learn more about what I do have to offer, feel free to contact me. But again, if there's any questions that you guys have, of course, let me know. And if there's any topic that you guys would like me to discuss in the future, feel free to let me know as well. Um, excuse me, I'm always looking for, anything that would be, something that you would like to learn more about. I'm always looking for any of those topics, and I really, again, enjoy doing a deep dive and discussing all of these different points. Because, again, the reason why I do these specific streams is because I want to sort of bring some clarity to a lot of the topics when it comes to fitness. Because, again, like I've said before, there's just so much information that's sort of thrown out, and no, but we don't really like there's not a lot of people that have the knowledge of what this information is. A lot of new things get thrown out, and it just becomes confusing on what exactly you should really focus on or what exactly is optimal, for progression in a workout routine. So that's the reason why I go through some of these different topics and really emphasize more and to break apart some of these points a little bit more so you have a better understanding. Hopefully, I hope you have a better understanding on a lot of these different points that I discuss. But thank you guys once again for your time. This will be uploaded to YouTube. I will have another stream tomorrow on YouTube specifically, so I'll be going live on there if you do want to check that out. If you do want the link to my channel, just feel free to let me know. But I really appreciate you guys and your time. And I will be having another stream next Wednesday, as always, at 12 p.m. Central Standard Time. And I'll have that event shared pretty soon for you guys to RSVP to it if you want to watch it next week. But thank you guys once again for watching, and I will see you guys next Wednesday in our next Facebook live stream. So thank you guys for watching.